Tonight before midnight, Archangel Michael will reveal who has been praying for your failure. There is a hidden current flowing beneath your atmosphere tonight. A current of words, whispers, and intentions that were never spoken to your face, but have been spoken in secret places, through clenched teeth, and behind closed doors. Someone has placed your name on their altar, not to bless it, but to block it. Someone has dared to send energy, prayers, and emotional weapons against your progress. They dress it in concern. They disguise it with phrases like, "I just hope they don't fail." But their heart is not pure, and heaven knows it. And tonight, before midnight, Archangel Michael has been authorized to expose every hidden voice that has dared to pray for your failure. You will feel it in your spirit. You will sense it in your atmosphere. You will begin to see what was once invisible. The divine revealing is beginning now. These people are not strangers. They are not distant. They are not abstract names on a list. These are individuals who have shared moments with you. Some called you family. Some called you friend. Some called you brother, sister, lover, colleague. But heaven calls them exposed. The angels of divine surveillance have been watching. The sword of truth has been unsheathed. Archangel Michael did not come to negotiate. He came to reveal. And what will be revealed tonight will shake you, but it will not break you. It will shock you, but it will not stop you. It will reveal pain, but it will also release power. Because this is not the end of your story. This is the unraveling of false alignments that have been poisoning your future. The revealing will not come with thunder. It may come as a sentence someone slips without meaning to. It may come as a look someone gives when they think you're not watching. It may come as a sudden shift in how someone treats you, distant, dry, defensive. That is not your paranoia. That is your discernment catching fire. And by midnight, the full picture will begin to form. That uneasiness in your spirit right now, the tension you felt all week, that strange dream you had, they were not random, they were spiritual alarm bells. And tonight, that alarm reaches full volume. This is your moment to observe, not to argue. This is your night to step back and watch God speak without your mouth moving. Heaven is louder than any rumor. The angels are more revealing than any confrontation. You won't need to uncover anything. It will all reveal itself before midnight. This is not a night for fear. This is a night for focus. Do not be distracted. Do not be emotional. Do not chase clarity through conversation. Heaven is doing the talking now. The revealing that's coming is a gift, not a punishment. Because you cannot carry the weight of your next season with people praying secretly for your collapse. You cannot walk into divine alignment carrying the burden of unseen betrayal. Archangel Michael is here to clear the field, to expose the voices, to unmask the mounds. He is not just revealing the enemies. You are also being reminded that you are divinely protected. Heaven heard what they said before you ever felt the sting. And now, heaven is responding. Your responsibility is not to panic. Your responsibility is not to prove yourself. Your assignment tonight is to watch, to stay calm, to be spiritually alert, and to prepare, because after this exposure, there is elevation. The cleansing always comes before the crowning. The separating always precedes the sending. Heaven is not just removing who cannot go with you. Heaven is affirming that you were never alone, even in rooms filled with fake support. You were protected by angels. And now, those angels are speaking. Type "I am protected by heaven" in the comments. Blessing code 777 is now activated over your night. Archangel Michael says, "Be still. Watch closely. Someone you trust has been praying for your downfall, but they didn't count on heaven watching them too. Heaven is not asleep. Divine justice is not delayed. While others whispered your failure in secret, while others nodded at your face but knelt before darkness with your name in their mouth, heaven recorded every word. And now, I, Archangel Michael, stand with sword drawn and command released. Before the clock strikes midnight, what was hidden will no longer remain unseen. The masks are about to slip. The truth is about to speak. The betrayer is about to be exposed, not by your hand, but by the divine order that governs the unseen realm. This is not a warning born of fear. It is a message laced with divine preparation. I do not come to frighten you. I come to position you. Because when revelation arrives, the spirit must be still. Do not retaliate. Do not rush to confront. Do not let your flesh speak over your discernment. This moment is too sacred for emotional eruptions. You are not stepping into drama. You are stepping into divine justice. You are not walking into chaos. You are entering a chamber of revelation. Heaven is watching who you become when the truth about your circle begins to surface. Someone had been releasing prayers, not for your promotion, but for your pause. They smiled when you spoke about your dreams, but gritted their teeth when you started achieving them. Their prayers are not worded as curses, but they carry the energy of resentment. They are asking heaven to humble you. They are asking God to teach you a lesson. They are calling it concern, but I call it contamination. And tonight, their intentions will be laid bare. You may feel it as a whisper in your spirit, as a quickening in your chest, as a vision in your dream. But you will know. You will feel what heaven is revealing. Before midnight, you will sense a shift. The atmosphere will change. The people whose presence once felt light will begin to feel heavy. The ones you once confided in may suddenly avoid eye contact. That is not coincidence. That is divine pressure exposing what cannot be hidden. This is not an earthly matter. It is a spiritual destruction. This is not a betrayal from people. It is an exposure from heaven. And I, Archangel Michael, am not here to show you pain. I am here to prepare you for power. Because once the prayer against you is revealed, the path ahead will be cleared. Do not let your emotions lead you tonight. Your mouth must remain sealed. Your heart must remain pure. Your spirit must remain open. I have come to stand guard over your destiny, and I will not allow hidden saboteurs to walk unchecked any longer. The clock of the spirit is ticking. The sword of light is descending. And before midnight, the betrayal hidden in plain sight will rise to the surface. Not for vengeance, but for vindication. Let your calm be your power. Let your silence be your sword. Let your peace be your preparation. The one who has been praying against you will soon feel the consequence of their words, not from your wrath, but from heaven's righteousness. They will realize that your name is not one to play with. Your purpose is not theirs to tamper with, and your life is not theirs to delay. I, Archangel Michael, surround you now. I shield your name in the spirit. I encamp your space with light. You are not alone. You are not exposed. You are protected, guarded, sealed. Let heaven speak. Let truth rise. Let the exposing begin. Type I am shielded by Archangel Michael in the comments. Blessing code 1515 is now surrounding your name. There is a conversation happening behind your back. Not loud, not dramatic, but deadly. Someone who used to celebrate you is now studying your every move with a growing discomfort in their spirit. They used to clap for you publicly, But now they flinch at your elevation silently. They still send you messages. They still smile when they see you. But behind closed doors, something dark is being released in their private space. A muttered word, a resentful prayer, a silent hope that you would just stop shining. And that's what heaven has come to deal with. Because the throne does not tolerate deception disguised as friendship. And tonight, before midnight, the masks will begin to slip. Archangel Michael whispers now, not to alarm you, but to alert you. Someone close to you believes you've risen too far, too fast. They're questioning how you got what you have. They've started saying things like, "We'll see how long that lasts," or they think they're better than us now. These are not jokes. These are leaks of envy. These are symptoms of deeper spiritual interference. You didn't change overnight. They just never imagined you'd stop shrinking to keep them comfortable. Your growth is threatening to them, not because you've hurt them, but because you've outgrown the narrative they wrote for you. And now, your silence is being misread. They say you're distant. They say you've become proud. They say you think you're too good for them now. But in truth, your silence is not rejection. It's revelation. It's heaven pulling you out of polluted atmospheres. It's protection pulling you back from conversations meant to plant seeds of doubt. And they feel it. That absence. That divine wall between you and them. They can't explain it, but they know something is shifting. And so, instead of blessing you, they've started speaking against you, not always with venom, but with spiritual sabotage disguised as concern. They speak phrases like, "I'm just worried they're going to fail," or "I hope they're not doing too much." But those are not prayers of care. Those are prayers of containment. They are hoping you will plateau. They are hoping the favor on your life will stall. They are hoping that what's working for you will quietly begin to fall apart, not because they hate you, but because your rise exposes their refusal to grow. This is not just gossip. It's spiritual warfare whispered in robes of friendship. You may feel like something is off. You've probably sensed it already. The text messages that don't land the same. The laughs that feel empty. The conversations that trail off awkwardly when you walk in. That's not paranoia. That's prophetic sensitivity. Your soul is picking up on what your ears haven't yet heard. And that's why I, Archangel Michael, am revealing this now, because heaven doesn't want you to confront them, but to recognize them. This isn't about vengeance. This is about positioning. You're being invited to spiritually separate before the sabotage turns into soul fatigue. There is a weight you've been carrying that's not even yours. It's the emotional weight of trying to hold together relationships that heaven is tearing apart. It's the weight of pretending not to notice the shift in energy. It's the weight of smiling through the suspicion, of staying close to those who secretly hope you'll lose everything you've built. And tonight, that weight begins to lift. Because heaven has said enough. Before midnight, your eyes will open in ways they never have before. You will know who is for you, and who hath been hoping quietly for your fall. You will sense it in their language. You will feel it in their absence. You will see it in their behavior. And you will no longer ignore it. Because once heaven reveals the truth, it becomes your responsibility to walk in wisdom. And wisdom doesn't chase loyalty from those who have secretly defected. It releases them with silence and peace. This is the beginning of your emotional freedom, the end of spiritual tension, the unraveling of hidden knots. The light is coming, and the darkness cannot hold its shape any longer. Tonight, the betrayal will not just sting, it will be seen. And once seen, it loses its power. Type "I see what heaven sees" in the comments now. Blessing code 911 is active in your atmosphere. This was never about personality. This was never about disagreements, distance, or minor offenses. No, this was spiritual from the beginning. The conflict you've been sensing is not simply human drama. It is divine warfare in disguise. The prayers sent against you, cloaked as concern or honest opinion, were not born from truth. They were born from a spirit of limitation, fueled by envy, whispered into the ears of those too insecure to watch you ascend. And now, I, Archangel Michael, must show you what's really been happening beneath the surface. Because if you do not name it accurately, you will treat spiritual war like emotional confusion, and in doing so, you'll fight the wrong battles. You are not in conflict because of what you did. You are in conflict because of who you are. You are light. You are called. You are chosen. And when chosen ones start rising, shadows react. When people living in darkness see you walking in clarity, they panic. Not because you've harmed them, but because you remind them of every time they said no to their own purpose. They watch you rise and feel their own stagnation. They watch your courage and are confronted by their own excuses. And instead of growing, they project. Instead of blessing, they curse. Instead of aligning, they attack. Not with weapons of flesh, but with words in prayer circles. With muttered lines like, "They'll crash soon." With whispers like, "They are too confident." With secret doubts released in the name of intercession. But heaven does not confuse envy for prayer. God does not receive declarations meant to stall his own. Those who have been praying for your failure have not been interceding. They've been interfering. And I have been sent now, with the full authority of the throne, to expose every false altar where your name was spoken out of alignment with heaven's will. Because this isn't personal, it's spiritual. And if you don't see it as spiritual, you will continue to apologize for things that were never your fault. You will continue to downplay your assignment to make the insecure comfortable. You will continue to second-guess your voice, your vision, your momentum, thinking you caused the conflict, when in fact, your very presence disrupted their passivity. Hear me clearly now. You are not the problem. You are the prophecy. You are not the mistake. You are the movement. And the resistance around you is not evidence that you should stop. It's confirmation that you stirred up the right realm. You've shaken the comfort of those who thought they could control your growth. You've disrupted the illusion of those who once felt superior. And now, their words, their prayers, their doubts have turned into invisible chains trying to keep you bound in relationships that expired seasons ago. But no longer. No more spiritual confusion. No more internalizing projection. No more mistaking attacks as friendship. The veil is lifting. The confusion is clearing. The revelation is coming. Before midnight, you will see this for what it truly is. Someone has been working against your momentum, not with spells or curses, but with prayers spoken in resentment. And I am here to say, it has reached heaven's ears. Your name has been cleared. Your spirit hath been vindicated. The lies are being dismantled now in the unseen realm. The spiritual charge brought against your name has been overturned by divine court. You are under divine protection. Not just from harm, but from confusion. Heaven is guarding your perception now. The enemy wanted you entangled in emotions, but I am cutting through the noise with truth. You were born for this hour. You were assigned for this season. And no amount of hidden prayer or quiet sabotage can stop what God already said is yours. You are not here by accident. You are heaven's response to a problem in the earth. And because of that, The fire around you is not for your destruction, it's for your distinction. Let this truth hold you tonight. When the enemy cannot touch your calling, he tries to contaminate your circle. But heaven saw it, and heaven is responding. This is not punishment, it is purification. This is not revenge, it is revelation. You are being set apart again. Type "it's not personal, it's spiritual" in the comments now. Blessing code 1212 is activated to expose and restore. Pay attention. Be still, but do not be unaware. Be calm, but do not be blind. Something is moving even now. While heaven is revealing what's been spoken against you, the enemy is crafting a final attempt to provoke a reaction, to pull you out of peace and into performance. This is not the time to explain. This is not the hour to defend. This is the moment where you must anchor in silence and let the storm pass without you opening your door to it. Because what's coming may look like a message, a phone call, a check-in, or even a compliment. Yet it carries with it the residue of sabotage. Archangel Michael says, they are coming, not with weapons of steel, but with words wrapped in confusion. Not with a public confrontation, but with a subtle suggestion meant to shake your confidence and plant seeds of self-doubt. This person, the one who has quietly prayed for your failure, is now sensing that their hidden intentions are being exposed. They feel the shift in the spirit. They sense that heaven has drawn a line in the sand. And so, they will try one last time before midnight to cloak their motives and present themselves as innocent, curious, or concerned. But you must see through it. This is not kindness. This is a last-ditch effort to disrupt divine momentum. Do not reply with emotion. Do not rush to correct what they never intended to understand. If they send a message, let silence be your answer. If they ask a loaded question, let stillness be your protection. If they try to bait you into explaining why you've been distant or different, remind yourself that you owe no explanation for spiritual obedience. You were not called to soothe egos. You were not sent to perform loyalty tests. You are not a representative of their comfort. You are a vessel of divine clarity. And clarity doesn't argue with shadows. The next few hours are critical. Not because the attack will succeed, but because how you respond will determine what accelerates next. Heaven has already dealt with their prayers. Heaven has already dismantled the altars where your name was spoken in envy. But if you get distracted by provocation now, you risk opening a door that God already sealed. Guard your words. Guard your energy. Guard your peace. You are too close to breakthrough to entertain breakdown. You may feel the pressure intensify before midnight. That's because the spiritual world is trembling under the weight of what is being exposed. The enemy has lost access but will still attempt distraction. You must be stronger now. This is where maturity speaks louder than defense. This is where silence carries more firepower than 1,000 rebuttals. This is where restraint becomes warfare. You win not by confronting, but by ascending. You win not by explaining, but by enduring. Let me make it clear. The person who has been praying against you may reach out. They may try to stir the waters. They may use subtle phrases like, "You've changed," or "I miss how things used to be." But you must remember, what they miss is not your presence, but their control. What they miss is not your love, but the ease with which they could emotionally access you. That is over. That season has closed, and heaven will not allow you to re-enter doors that were shut to preserve your purpose. Watch carefully over the next 3 hours. A text, a comment, a mayhew, a sudden reappearance. It may seem harmless, but it's strategic. and how you handle it will either complete the cycle or delay the closing. You do not need to reply. You do not need to speak. You are protected, and Archangel Michael has encircled your name in fire. You are already vindicated. You are already sealed. Your silence will be your testimony. Your stillness will be your strength. Your boundaries will be your breakthrough. Let them wonder. Let them speculate. Let them say what they will, but you must not engage. Heaven is fighting for you. Don't interrupt divine warfare with earthly words. If this message resonates with you and you feel moved to support, consider giving a super thanks of $10. Your support allows us to bring more messages like this, bold, timely, and prophetic. Type "I will not open the door" in the comments now. Blessing code 636 has been activated as your divine firewall. Now is the time to shift from defense to discipline, from reaction to reverence. This is not just about survival. This is about spiritual stewardship. Archangel Michael says, "You are not here to fight in every battle that summons your attention. You are here to govern what has already been conquered by heaven." The protection surrounding your name tonight is not just a shield. It is an instruction. Protection without alignment becomes wasted grace. You must now align your behavior with the covering that has been placed around you. Stillness is not silence for the sake of silence. It is the divine posture that magnetizes strategy. In this hour, heaven is not asking you to shout your truth. Heaven is inviting you to stand in your truth. The one who has prayed against you has already been marked in the Spirit. There is nothing more you need to do to expose them. Heaven is doing that. Your only assignment is to preserve your peace while the revealing unfolds. And peace is not passive. It is powerful. It takes more strength to be still than to retaliate. It takes more maturity to stay quiet than to scream your innocence. You may want to clear the air. You may feel the urge to send that message, to reply to that indirect post, to defend your honor. But Archangel Michael declares, hold your ground. Do not engage the trap that's dressed in the voice of reconciliation. They do not want reconciliation. They want reaction. They want your fire to burn your own field. But you will not hand them your matches. You will not let their shadow walk into your light and steal your focus. Let them wonder why you're quiet. Let them stew in the silence. The mystery will echo louder than anything you could have said. Guard your energy now like a sacred temple. You are in the middle of a spiritual cleansing. The prayers they launched against your future are unraveling. The curses they sent in whispered tones are being pulled up by their roots. You are in a divine operation right now, and you do not open your mouth while heaven is performing spiritual surgery. One word can stitch the old tie back together. One reply can undo the separation heaven has orchestrated. You must be fierce with your stillness. This is the moment to lean fully into trust. Trust that the God who saw it all will settle it all. Trust that Archangel Michael, who guards the gates of heaven, has now stationed himself at the gate of your peace. Every unseen threat is being contained. Every whispered word is being judged. Every demonic hope that rose against you is now being scattered. But you must not give those forces legal access by stepping back into what you've already been delivered from. Breathe deeply. Journal if needed. Pray if it grounds you. But most importantly, do not respond emotionally to what was designed to provoke you spiritually. Your greatest warfare now is rest. Your most potent weapon is peace. Your calling is not on trial. Your worth is not up for debate. Your momentum is not in question. You are being lifted above the noise, seated in heavenly places, where the winds of conflict cannot reach. You are shielded, but you must also be wise. Wisdom says, don't invite snakes to the table just because they once called you family. Wisdom says, don't keep giving updates to those who use your information as ammunition. Wisdom says, let the silence speak for you while heaven fights on your behalf. The blessing over your life tonight cannot be reversed, but it can be delayed by unnecessary entanglements. That is why Archangel Michael stands guard, to ensure that what is meant for you reaches you without interference. But you must honor the protection. You must align with the strategy. You must let stillness prove what shouting never could. Type my stillness is my shield in the comments now. Lesson code 4242 is forming a divine wall around your atmosphere. Out comes the shift. The turning of the page. The moment where revelation gives birth to reformation. Archangel Michael stands before you and declares, you are no longer the version of yourself that their prayers targeted. You have outgrown their predictions. You have ascended beyond their intentions. What they spoke against you will not stick, because the person they spoke it over no longer exists. You are not who they whispered about. You are not the fragile, uncertain version of you they hoped would crack under pressure. You are fortified now. You are reborn in clarity, clothed in power, and sealed in prophetic purpose. The prayers they launched in secret were aimed at a past version of you, the one who second-guessed your worth, who entertained confusion, who needed approval to breathe. But that version died in the silence. That version was buried in the fire. What rose out of it is untouchable. They can't pray against what they can't predict. They can't block what they can't recognize. Because now, you are walking in revelation. You are not only aware of who is against you, you are awake to who you truly are. This moment is no longer about them. This is about you becoming what their jealousy feared most. Their hidden hopes for your downfall have now become fuel for your elevation. What they whispered to block you will now propel you. What they wished would destroy you will now define your rise. You are not just surviving the revelation. You are thriving because of it. Every ounce of clarity that heaven gave you tonight is now turning into momentum. Every tear you cried when you sensed something was off is now becoming oil for your next assignment. Hear this deeply in your soul. You are no longer someone trying to be chosen. You are the one who was chosen from the beginning. You are no longer begging God to remove the fake support. He has already done it. You are no longer praying to see who is for you. He has already shown you. You are not operating in darkness anymore. You are moving in divine light, surrounded by fire, propelled by purpose. This is the version of you that hell hoped would never awaken. Let every betrayal you endured become evidence that your calling is undeniable. Let every hidden prayer against you become a public platform for your rising. Let every ounce of opposition become a spotlight for your authenticity. Because this is not just your comeback. It's your coronation. The throne they tried to curse is the very throne you are now being seated upon. The atmosphere around you is shifting. You'll notice the change. People will start reacting to you differently, not because you've changed your behavior, but because you've changed your frequency. You're no longer vibrating on the level of insecurity. You're moving in divine authority. And they feel it. The ones who used to manipulate your kindness will now stumble over your boundaries. The ones who used to feed on your uncertainty will now choke on your confidence. You are not hiding anymore. You are not shrinking anymore. You are not apologizing for your favor anymore. Archangel Michael affirms, what was meant to break you has now revealed what cannot be broken. Your destiny is flame-tested. Your anointing is storm-approved. Your purpose is betrayal-proof. And no hidden prayer, no whispered curse, no quiet sabotage can undo what heaven has declared over your life. Let your posture match your promise. Stand taller. Walk bolder. Speak slower, but carry weight with every word. You are not desperate. You are distinguished. You are not fragile. You are fire. You are not waiting for affirmation. You are walking in confirmation. If this message has opened your eyes and lifted your spirit, consider giving a super thanks or activating super chat with a gift of $20. Your support fuels this prophetic work and ensures these messages continue to reach those who need them most. Thank you for helping carry this light. Type "I am walking in untouchable power" in the comments now. Blessing code 818 is anointing your elevation tonight. And now, the shift becomes a settling. The storm that once stirred your spirit now clears to reveal solid ground beneath your feet. The betrayal that once broke your heart has now birthed a higher discernment in your soul. The one who prayed for your failure, they've already been exposed in the spirit, and the consequence is unfolding even now. Archangel Michael stands as the witness to this moment, not as a warrior drawn for battle, but as the carrier of heaven's final decree. You are being transformed by what was meant to take you down. There will be signs. Oh yes, there will be signs. In the next few days, expect to see strange shifts in people who once walked with you. Some will grow quiet, unable to hold the same energy now that you've seen through their mask. Some will distance themselves, because the spirit within them cannot stand the light now surrounding you. Others may try to explain away their behavior, hoping to reset the narrative. But don't be confused. They were never misled. They were revealed. Their prayers were not accidental. Your silence in your suffering was not unintentional. Your absence in your rising was not circumstantial. It was all confirmation that they were never assigned to your full purpose. Let peace be your posture as this divine unraveling continues. Don't chase answers. Don't ask for closure. Don't wait for apologies that were never coming. Your clarity is your closure. Heaven has already recorded the confession. You just haven't heard it yet with earthly ears. But before this week ends, some form of confirmation will come. A message. A measure. A shift. A spiritual nudge that makes everything click. And when it happens, you will not break, you will bless. Because your heart has been purified. Because your eyes have been opened. Because your soul has been strengthened. What once would have shattered you will now settle you into spiritual confidence. Prophetically, this is your reward season. The fire you walked through was not punishment, it was refinement. The betrayal you endured was not a mistake. It was part of your spiritual education. And now, you are graduating. You're stepping into a version of yourself that no longer asks permission to be powerful. You are stepping into conversations that no longer require you to play small. You are stepping into rooms where your name is already respected because heaven went ahead of you. There's favor forming in your atmosphere now. Unexpected calls. Divine connections. Opportunities that were once delayed are now rushing in. Doors you thought were closed forever are swinging back open, but this time on your terms. Because of who left, but because of who you become. The person you are right now is the very proof that prayers sent against you have failed. And they didn't just fail, they backfired. What was launched as sabotage returned as speed. What was sent as a delay has returned as double. Archangel Michael says, this is your final test before divine elevation. Do not look back. Do not return to what heaven has removed. Let what has been revealed remain in the past, even as you rise into the future. The lesson has been learned. The weight has been lifted. The mask has been removed. And the gate to your next level has been unlocked. Walk through it now. Walk with authority. Walk with healed eyes. Walk with the sacred knowing that everything you endured was proof of your assignment. And now, there is no going back. You've been revealed to yourself. You've been separated from what no longer serves you. You've been refined by fire, and now you are ready for the release. Heaven's justice is not just in the exposing. It is in the exalting that comes afterward. And that exaltation begins now. Not next month. Not next year. Out. Your rising is the response. Your glow up is the verdict. Your peace is the sentence passed down from heaven. This one was chosen, protected, and preserved. Type I receive my recompense in the comments. Blessing code 2024 is marking your name with divine elevation. Now that you've received the revelation, now that heaven has confirmed the unsettling feeling you carried for weeks, now that Archangel Michael has swum wide the gates of spiritual clarity, there is only one thing left for you to do: respond. Not with panic, not with pettiness, not with anger or resentment, but with full spiritual authority. Because what you do next, how you move next, and what you declare next will shape what heaven releases into your life in the days to come. This is your moment to make a decision, not just emotionally, but prophetically. This is the time to step into divine alignment with your next season. The revealing you've received tonight wasn't random. It was precise. It was personal. It was sacred. And heaven is watching to see what you do with it. The enemy tried to curse you in silence. Now it's your turn to activate heaven in declaration. This is the part where your response unlocks the reward. Because heaven doesn't just move when you weep, it moves when you agree. And your agreement must now be made visible, vocal, and powerful. Type it. Declare it. Stamp it in the realm of the Spirit. I receive my release. I am untouchable in God's plan. And no prayer against me shall prosper. Let your words be louder than the whispers of envy. Let your declaration echo through realms where your name was defiled. Let your affirmation become the spiritual code that cancels every hidden assignment sent against your growth. You are not just typing words. You are setting spiritual coordinates. You are opening gates. You are sending notice to every shadow that your voice has risen, and that your silence was never weakness. It was divine strategy. And now, you're speaking from a place of power, not pain. This is not about being seen by people. This is about being recognized by heaven. When you respond, you are saying to the angels, I am aligned. I am aware. I am ready. When you comment, you are stepping into sync with the sword that has been drawn on your behalf. When you affirm, you break every lingering spiritual chain that doubt tried to leave behind. Your activation tonight is not just permission, it's participation. You are participating in your own freedom. You are participating in your own prophecy. You are no longer watching it unfold, you are walking it out. Your faith must now become movement. Your movement must now become momentum. And your momentum must now be fueled by truth, not trauma. You know who is for you. You know who is against you. And you know that none of them hold the keys to your elevation. God does. You were never in their hands. And tonight, you don't just reclaim your peace, you reclaim your spiritual posture. You reclaim your divine voice. You reclaim your atmosphere. You are being summoned by heaven to speak life, to affirm your covering, to lock in your promise. If you were ever going to type anything in this season, let it be truth. Let it be bold. Let it be faith-filled. Say it even if your voice shakes. Say it even if your hands tremble. Say it because heaven moves when you do. Heaven has already done the heavy lifting. Archangel Michael has already executed the revealing. The betrayal has already lost its power. Now your words are the final stamp, the final proof that you're not walking backward, that you're not shrinking, that you're not pretending you didn't see what was revealed. You're moving forward, blessed, bold, and built to carry what others tried to curse. This is the moment to comment, to affirm, to declare your protection, to seal your future with faith. Your voice is not too late. It's right on time. Type "I step into divine alignment" in the comments now. Blessing code 333 is activating your breakthrough in response to your obedience. Now we come to the final seal, the last word, the divine closing of this chapter of confusion and the heavenly opening of a new realm of clarity, confidence, and calling. Archangel Michael stands at the threshold of this moment and speaks directly to your spirit. You are not a victim. You are the revelation. What they meant to break you has only broken the illusion that you ever needed their approval to thrive. You have been uncovered, but not in shame. Uncovered in power. You have not been exposed. You have been elevated by revelation. And this revelation was not given to destroy your heart. It was delivered to free your spirit. Let this final affirmation sink into the marrow of your bones. They tried to curse you, but heaven crowned you instead. They gathered in secret with thoughts and whispers against your name, but God sat in the heavens and laughed. Because your story was never written in their mouth, it was carved in eternity before you ever took your first breath. You were always covered. You were always anointed. You were always sealed for divine purpose. Their words have permission only for a moment, and that moment has now expired. Before midnight, the final tie has been severed. What was hidden has been shown, and you are no longer bound to the atmosphere of betrayal. You are rising now, quietly, firmly, fiercely. The stillness you chose has birthed a storm in the spirit. The boundaries you enforced are echoing through dimensions. The silence you kept while heaven revealed has made your presence weightier, stronger, undeniable. And now, nothing they say, think, or pray against you can alter what God has declared over you. You are not walking out of this moment wounded. You are walking out wiser. Not broken, built. Not confused, called. The ones who plotted your fall will now witness your rising. And they won't be able to stop it, delay it, or even understand it. Because God is not exalting you based on their metrics. He's elevating you based on your obedience. While they were focused on blocking you, you were being processed. While they were speaking your name in envy, God was writing it into prophecy. And now, the same mouth that cursed you will have no choice but to acknowledge the favor on your life. Let this truth stay with you forever. You are not who they said you were. You are who heaven has proven you to be. And what heaven has sealed, no secret prayer can undo. You were covered when they spoke against you. You were covered when they planned in silence. You were covered when they smiled with shade in their heart. And you are still covered now, stronger than before, wiser than before, higher than before. So rise with this in your spirit. You are light. You are legacy. You are chosen. You are the answered prayer your bloodline needed. You are the echo of promises your enemies can't cancel. You are the revelation that outlived every whispered curse. You are not a mistake. You are the movement. Archangel Michael affirms this final decree. Let no man, woman, or word ever again make you shrink. You have been revealed, and heaven will not allow your name to return to the place it was attacked. This elevation is sealed. This clarity is final. And this victory is complete. Thank you for receiving this word. If this prophetic message spoke to you in any way, consider supporting this channel with a super thanks, super chat, or membership gift of $10 or $20. Your support allows us to keep releasing divine guidance like this, straight from the throne into your heart. You are deeply appreciated. Type "I am the revelation" in the comments to seal your elevation. Blessing code 555 is now sealing your future in unshakable glory. Let them whisper. You rise. Let them scheme. You shine. Let them hope for your fall. You flourish anyway.